Today, mates, unfortunately I couldn't find a fox, but managed to find this metal one. We're going to be talking about some animal behaviors, specifically predator-prey. This guy being a predator. We're going to be talking about some territoriality. We're going to be talking about the difference between taxis and kinesis, and just some general odds animal behaviors.
As you can see, we have a robin here.
This is an American robin. They are an abundant migratory songbird in North America. They are omnivores, eating mainly invertebrates and berries. They are a K-selected species, raising their young in nests after they have hatched. Having predators, they can react quickly to a perceived threat. They are a competitive and territorial species, yet they sometimes work together when faced with predation, as they can communicate with one another when a predator or another threat, such as a storm, approaches.
This is an example of how beavers can alter their environment to produce shelter. Beavers are Canadian alligators. Here, beavers have used the trees they have cut down to produce shelter. In some instances, they can use the trees to build dams for further altering their environment.
This squirrel is seen here scavenging for food. This is likely an American red squirrel, a small rodent that is an omnivore that mostly eats plants.
Kinesis is the change in rate of motion due to an outside force, such as the squirrel going from no motion to motion because it saw the camera.
This here is an anthill. They are consumers, meaning they eat plants as they cannot produce their own energy. They act as the third trophic level. And the omnivores.
Bees demonstrate a symbiotic relationship with flowers. Symbiosis is a close, long-term relationship between members of different species. Bees get nectar from plants and help the plants spread their pollen. Since both benefit, it's called mutualistic relationship.
Right here we have bumblebees, looking for flowers, obviously looking for pollen. Here we have a frog. It's an amphibian.
When eating meat, the frog would be acting as a secondary consumer in the trophic system. Frogs also are selected species and demonstrate another characteristic of such species: little to no parental care. The auditory communication exhibited by this bird can relay a variety of information. It can be a warning call, alerting about predators. It can relay information about food locations, or tell birds to gather in a specific location, or to gang up on a predator.
Right here is a web that spiders make to catch their prey.
Baby spiders are a product of one of the defining characteristics of most life, the drive to reproduce. These little rascals are proof that their parents were viable for the environment. Within the wild, almost any function or behavior adapted by an organism can be seen as attempts to increase fitness and increase reproductive chances. This duck is leading its offspring. This is an example of imprinting, an instinctual behavior that sticks for life due to stimulus at an early stage. The mother gives a child stimulus and the duckling follows. Geese migrate in the winter. Migration is long-distance movement of animals to a more suitable environment, increasing their fitness.
Them geese, they're going about a bloody mile an hour. Oh, maybe faster. My internal speed checking ain't too good.
This butterfly uses Batesian mimicry, which means that its appearance makes it look like another butterfly, which is
Here we have
poisonous.
a butterfly.
This here critter is the butterfly the other one was mimicking. It's got aposematic coloration, which means that its colors let other bugs or predators know it's poisonous.
Here we got a creepy koala thing. Its name escapes me. But that goes strong.
The gopher demonstrates a fixed action pattern when it retreats into its hole. A fixed action pattern is a regular, unchanging response to a specific stimulus. Retreating is response, predator is stimulus.
Here we have a dragonfly. They're an insect, in case you haven't noticed.
You hear that? Auditory communication between insects. It's one animal behavior.
Whoa! That bird is using a bird song to communicate with nearby birds. Another example of auditory communication in the wild. This is not dissimilar to our own verbal method of communication, which you are currently practicing. High up in the sky is a hawk. This circling exhibited is a behavior pattern developed to help the hawk spot and catch prey such as mice.
This here is an example of a moose. It eats plants. That's an example of a relationship called herbivory. It benefits the animal, but it doesn't help the plant, usually.
Good day, mates. Here we got a big old grasshopper. Well, I guess he's just a little one, but pretty big for what he is. We don't get too many of these in the outback. More than his cousin, the locust. And those things like to bite. Some biblical stuff too. Let's see if we can touch him with this blade of grass. Whoa. Ah, there you go. See that wing that come out? Yeah, he just like to fly around. Helps him jump high, go longer.
Taxis is instinctual behavior. It involves movement towards a stimulus, positive taxis, or movement away from a stimulus, negative taxis.
Right here we have a fox, I think. I don't know, something. Right. Really not sure. Looks pretty cool. Might be a carnivore.
After some deep analysis, we have realized that it's in fact a cougar.
Crikey, it's a cougar.